Did John F. Kennedy get too close to something the public was never meant to know? And could that have anything to do with the UFO secrecy? Let's talk about one of the most controversial and carefully whispered connections in modern history. Between the periods of 1961 to 1963, the Cold War is at its peak, the Cuban Missile Crisis nearly ends the world, nuclear weapons are on hair-trigger alert, and behind the scenes, UFO sightings are exploding worldwide. Military pilots, radar operators, nuclear sites. Something is showing up where the most sensitive weapons on Earth are stored. Now enter John F. Kennedy. Unlike most presidents before or after him, JFK was pushing for two dangerous things at once. One being reduced Cold War secrecy, and two is cooperation with the Soviet Union, both of which terrified the intelligence community. But here's the part that rarely gets discussed. In 1963, JFK signs a memo directing the CIA to share UFO intelligence with NASA and explore cooperation with the Soviet Union on space matters. Not speculation, a real memo. His reasoning? Misidentifying UFOs as enemy tech could accidentally trigger nuclear war. Let that sink in. According to researchers and declassified correspondence, Kennedy wanted clarity. He wanted to know, what were these objects, and who was tracking them, and why were they so secret, even from the president himself? That last part matters. Multiple insiders have claimed that this is where it gets uncomfortable. Programs buried in military and contractor secrecy, need to know stacked on top of need to know. If true, JFK may have been asking questions he wasn't supposed to ask. Now comes the speculation. Some researchers believe that JFK intended to break the UFO secrecy, reduce intelligence agency power, and share information internationally. And if that's true, it would put him on a collision course with institutions that did not answer to voters. Is there proof that JFK was unalived over UFOs? No, let's be clear on that. But here's what is provable. He challenged intelligence secrecy. He threatened to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces. He pushed for unprecedented transparency, and he died before any of those plans could happen. After his death, UFO secrecy tightened, not loosened. Cold War compartmentalization intensified. NASA became carefully separated from intelligence, and the topic of UFOs returned to ridicule and denial for decades. So what does that actually mean? Not that UFOs unalive JFK, but that secrecy did not die with him. If anything, it learned a lesson. The JFK UFO connection isn't about a smoking gun, it's about motive, it's about power, and it's about one uncomfortable question. What happens when an elected president tries to open doors that were never meant to be opened? Maybe JFK never got close to the truth. Or maybe he got close enough to realize something terrifying, that some secrets don't belong to governments. They belong to systems that survive governments. And if that's true, then the real mystery isn't whether JFK knew about UFOs, it's whether anyone is ever truly allowed to know it all.